It was sometime after midnight when I realized I needed ice. I was staying at an older hotel off the Interstate one, of those 3-storied roadside places with long hallways, fluorescent lights that hum faintly, and that stale, carpet glue smell that never quite leaves. I'd driven almost 10 hours that day, and by the time I'd settled into bed, I just wanted to enjoy the whiskey I brought without sipping it warm. I threw on a hoodie over my t-shirt, grabbed the cheap plastic bucket from the dresser, and headed out into the hallway. The ice machine room was down on the first floor, near the far end of the building, next to a rarely used side exit. I could hear the buzz of the overhead lights and the distant hum of vending machines, but no voices, no TV, nothing human. The elevator was slow and creaky, and the longer I stood in it, the more I noticed the cold draft that seemed to creep in from somewhere above. It's like a vent was leaking Arctic air directly down the shaft. I remember thinking how weird it was that there weren't machines on every floor, just the one. The ice machine was in the back, humming loudly, surrounded by blank beige walls, and a single security camera with a red standby light. It's a kind of place where time seems to slow down. I didn't think much of it at the time, just a late-night chore. At first, I thought maybe it was the machine itself. It had all kinds of clicks and whirs and groans. But this was rhythmic, human. A low inhale, a shaky exhale, again and again. As I walked down the corridor, everything felt unusually quiet. When I got to the first floor, the hallway felt different. Looked down toward the dark space behind the vending machine, and my blood went cold. Dimmer, I passed a maintenance cart left abandoned by a janitor, one wheel tilted awkwardly like it had been turned suddenly. The ice room door was open slightly, the overhead light flickering inside. It was colder in there than anywhere else in the hotel. A lot colder. I stepped in, the linoleum sticking slightly under my bare feet in flip-flops, and turned the corner around the vending machines. As I lifted the lid and started scooping ice, I became aware of something beneath the hum of the machine. Sound that didn't fit. Breathing. Just the sharp hiss of breath forced through teeth, followed by a single knock against metal, like a fist or a head. Heavy, deliberate breathing coming from behind the ice machine. I dropped half the ice on the floor, bucket banging against my knee as I bolted up the hallway. My hand shook so badly I missed the elevator button twice. When I got back to my room, I locked the door, latched it, pushed the desk in front of it like I was a kid again hiding from monsters. He gave me a tired smile and shook his head. I froze, one scoop halfway into my bucket. The door was wide open again. I couldn't help it. I glanced inside. I slowly stepped back, clutching the half-filled bucket in front of me like a shield. The breathing stopped. I'd scratched the side earlier that day trying to peel off a sticker someone had stuck to it. The mark was there, which meant ... I waited, and then something moved. Not a person at least not one walking. It was soft, sliding, like plastic scraping lightly against tile. A second ice bucket, identical to mine, slowly rolled out into the open, stopping perfectly in the pale spill of flickering fluorescent light. It was clean, empty, and placed intentionally, as if whatever had pushed it forward wanted me to see it. I didn't move. I didn't speak. I just stared. And then, from behind the machine, came the quietest sound, yet a whisper, not words. I turned and ran. I didn't scream. I didn't look back. I sat on the bed and stared at that ice bucket. It was mine. I was sure of it. That other one, the one from behind the machine. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I kept hearing that breathing in my head. Soft, unsteady, wrong. The next morning, I asked the front desk clerk if there were cameras in the ice room. Those haven't worked in years. Why? Something happened. I just mumbled something about a noise and left it at that. Right as I rolled my suitcase toward the side exit, I passed the same ice machine room. The flickering light was off completely now. Sprying sitting just beyond the edge of the dark was an empty ice bucket, identical to mine, still waiting.